He ran my brand new Porsche into the back of another car.
Is there more evidence on her website?
Wrestling Vixens, Vixen spelled with 3 X's.com.
3 X's. Next, Judge, now on Judge Mathis.
Where I grew up, life was rough. You had to make do. And I was arrested several times as a juvenile delinquent. My mom told me she was about to die. I made my commitment that I would change my life. I bring a sense of tough love and compassion to the courtroom.
Judge Mathis, bringing real life to the courtroom.
Judge Mathis, real people with real disputes before a real judge, delivering real justice. Plaintiff Missy Hyatt says after a feud with her boyfriend, she asked the defendant to go out and help her drown her sorrows. But instead of consoling her, she says he crashed her Porsche. She's suing for the amount of her insurance deductible that he refuses to pay. Defendant Bill Alfonso claims Missy was acting hysterical while he was driving. He blames her for the accident and says she must have hit her head if she thinks he's giving her a dime for the damages.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Prove your case.
My friend Fonzie, as we like to call him, turned a bad day into the worst day of my life. I've known him for about 12 years. We worked together in professional wrestling.
What do you mean?
I was a manager and a valet. As a matter of fact, I know that you wrote a book, and I have my book that I'd like to give to you.
Okay.
So, here you go. I signed it to you, too, so maybe you'll autograph me a book of yours.
All right. Missy Hyatt.
Yes.
First lady of wrestling. This is you.
Yes, it is.
This you? Is this him?
No, that's not. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a model.
All right. Thank you
He
very
worked
much.
in wrestling. He's a manager in wrestling, too.
Okay, so that's where you all know each other from.
Yes.
How did you and your former business associate and friend become enemies over this car wreck?
Well, what happened was I broke up with my boyfriend that day, and I called Fonzie up, and I was like, Fonzie, I was really upset. I was crying. I was like, can we go get something to eat, go get something to drink? He's like, sure. I went by his house. He came out, and I'm like, Fonzie, I want you to drive because I'm really, really upset. We're heading down the street, and all of a sudden his cell phone rings, picks up the phone, he's talking on the phone. I think it was probably some bimbo stripper, I don't know. And all of a sudden, crash. He ran my brand new Porsche, 2002, 1 month old, less than 2,000 miles on it, my baby, rams it into the back of another car. And so I was, if I wasn't upset now, I was really upset.
Judge, she's upset pretty much all the time. I've got like at least 15 phone calls prior to the wreck of her and her boyfriend breaking up. The next day they'd get back together. So, I mean, this is an ongoing process. And if anybody should pay the deductible, it should be her boyfriend.
Who causes her to be upset all the time?
Pretty much,
Your
yeah.
boyfriend causes you to be upset all the time like that?
No, not necessarily.
Because Brendan wouldn't be like that. He would never hurt you.
Okay.
Go ahead. He said,
So the police showed up, and the police were saying, Missy, they were like, they saw the damage and they saw what happened, and they even told me, they said, if you want to beat him up right now, you can.
Police didn't tell you that. What police department told you that?
Tampa Police Department.
Tampa?
Yeah.
That's where you all are from?
Yes, and the police recognized both of us from our profession, so they made it out like a joke. I mean, it was pretty serious. The damage was pretty strong, and I was concerned about anybody getting hurt.
Where did it occur?
It occurred on 275 headed north on the interstate.
What time of day?
4:30.
Yeah, that's a very busy time. How did you run into the back of someone? It had to be slow traffic.
Yeah, it was kind of crawling.
Yeah, Yeah.
When
How do you
she
run into
called
the
me,
back?
she was on her
How much
cell-
damage?
So far, it's up to $7,000.
$7,000 worth of damage in almost bumper-to-bumper traffic.
And the airbags didn't come out, so that means we weren't going fast enough to make
Hey,
airbags.
you
come
couldn't
out.
have been going fast. I know that time of day in Tampa on 275 is
And
jammed.
Any
New
reckon a
Porsches have
Porsche-
great brakes.
And you reckon
Hello?
a Porsche is going to be a lot of money. I have a Porsche. I wouldn't let anybody drive my Porsche, but anything that happens to it is real expensive.
You
So-
have a nice new Porsche, too?
Yes.
Hey.
Yes, and you know what I don't understand? He
You
has
want
a
his?
Porsche, he has a Rolex, yet he does not want to pay the $500 deductible that he promised me.
I
He kept
didn't promise
saying,
anything.
I
and
can
don't-
order, ma'am, I can order that he just give his Porsche to you.
I don't want his Porsche.
Oh, okay.
I want to show you a
yours.
picture of mine
Let me
because
see yours. What's your legal defense, sir? Because this sounds like you were clearly negligent, sir. You can't run into the
Well,
back
it
of
was an
someone.
accident. Judge, she called me. I'm not a counselor, but she calls me all the time. She breaks up with her boyfriend. The next day, she's having lunch with him, back together. I mean, she likes drama.
She's a drama queen.
Yeah, pretty much. She thinks.
Well,
she's
she has
Anna
to be
Nicole
in
Smith.
wrestling. Isn't that what you guys
I
do?
mean, it's sports entertainment, and
Right.
that's
It's a sharp Porsche.
I was trying to console her. She looked like a good-looking raccoon. I mean, there was makeup, mascara everywhere. She was crying. She was yanking my arm. The phone did ring. I have a speaker phone. I just put it on speaker. I said, I can't take your call right now. She's
oh, wait. He
pretty
is
much
so...
hysterical, talking. So, you know, I hang up. She's grabbing me, and I'm trying to console her. She's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Once we had the accident, bam, she completely forgot about her problems with her boyfriend, and then she was real upset with me about wrecking her car.
So you said you did her a favor. You got her. You stopped her from mourning over her boyfriend.
Pretty much. I mean, she was hysterical.
You must have went through the windshield, didn't you? You must have had a
think
closed
she
head
hit her
injury.
head.
No,
Let me have your estimates,
Okay.
ma'am.
No, I already had the car fixed, so
Okay.
that's the bill. That's the police
Just show me
report.
some proof that you all had an accident.
Yes, right there.
Let me go. I'll come back with my decision.
Okay, thank you.
The verdict when we return.
A couple of differences between our books here. Let me read a couple of things that your commentators say about you on the back. Missy Hyatt is going to burn in hell, and rightfully so.
Plaintiff Missy Hyatt claims her friend was talking on a cell phone to a bimbo and crashed her Porsche.
Missy Hyatt, you're suing the defendant for $500, and you allege in your lawsuit that he owes you this money because he wrecked your car and failed to pay the deductible. And he ran into the back of someone, and so you are presumed negligent anytime you run into the back of someone, unless you have a valid defense. His defense is you caused him to panic because of your panic, all the drama going on, you helped cause this accident. Well, before I give my decision, let me also say that you presented me with a book, and I thank you very much. But I think there's a slight couple of differences between our books here. Mine is inspirational. And mine is
Inspirational,
intended to inspire. Well, let me read a couple of things that your commentators say about you on the back, the quotes. This is from the WWF announcer. Missy Hyatt is going to burn in hell, and rightfully so. These are your reviewers. Then another one. I think I'm the only guy in wrestling who didn't sleep with Miss Hyatt.
It's a tell-all book.
Okay. Mine is a tell-all book, too. And I tell all. I tell all the gritty part of my street life as a kid, and I tell all the good part. Let me read for some of the praise I get. From Harold Ford Jr., U.S. Congressman. Millions have watched Judge Mathis dispense justice with his unique mix of street wit, intelligence, and humor, but few are aware of his remarkable journey. In the City Miracle chronicles the judge's transformation from a do-anything gangster to his most notable accomplishment, becoming his mother's son. A sincere and candid look into the life of one of America's most respected figures. I didn't know he said all that. But anyhow, my point is there's a slight difference.
Yes.
Because I want you to read my book and become inspired.
Okay.
So that your next book they'll be saying nice things.
Okay.
Your people who quote you, your reviewers will say nice things, not that you will burn in hell.
Well, he meant that in a nice way.
And for the future, when you ask folks to endorse your book, screen the endorsements before you have them printed on the back. That's cute, though. Okay. I'll sign it and I'll have Brendan bring it back out to you. But in the meantime, you do win today because, sir, I am determining that you were negligent. There's a presumption of negligence when you run into the back of someone's car. And secondly, you presented no defense to overcome that presumption. Therefore, $500 to the plaintiff.
Thank
you can
you.
afford it. That's my judgment. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I'll bring it back out for you.
And you were tugging on me while I was driving.
I did not touch you. You were talking to a girl on the cell phone. You even said to me, "Don't tell the police I was on the cell phone."
I can't recall that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right.
Today's verdict was more focused on her. I mean, the bailiff, the help, the judge, everybody was focused on her. I didn't get a chance to defend myself, so, I mean, I can live with it, but I think it was a little one-sided on her side. She has two big assets that I don't have.